Hi, I'm Daniel, and Total Drama has returned with a regular style season. I have only ever done one video on Total Drama, which is a shame, but it also makes sense. It is a show that has had to talk about briefly. That is because there are so many parts to discuss across many different eras. It's easy to engage into, but hard to do videos aside from maybe ranking the songs for the season. With so many characters and storylines, there are a lot to analyse, as well as the structure of a fictional variety TV show. Some people say the show went downhill, and I don't know if I agree with that. I'm unsure on my ranking of seasons, just that World Tour's the best and Pack 2 is the worst. That's how the cast would be any characters I even yiked, and looked to run off ideas. Since then there's been spin-offs like The Donkey's Race, being a different variety show in the same universe, which is good and sure got a second season. There's also Total Drama, which got a lot of hate, but from what I've seen it's funny at taking these characters and making a baby show. The main complaint were it was expected to be a return season, and the format what makes Total Drama so interesting. It's also probably the last will see of the original cast, which is kind of sad, but I see why they decided a new cast from this point on. This new season follows with real time and takes place in 2023. This could mean both good or bad depending on the show, but it's Total Drama. I'm so glad it's back, and after all this wait I watched it through quick. Another reason why I didn't want to talk about Total Drama for a while is that my opinion changed quite a lot. So this video is more about first impressions. I haven't decided my exact list of who the best and worst of this cast are, or how it compares to previous seasons. I just want to look at my thoughts. I'll keep the first half of this video spoiler free. One thing I was worried about was having 16 characters across 13 episodes. The other short seasons only felt rushed with 13 or 14 characters in that time. This sounded a bit better than I thought it would, by eliminating a character every episode with one double elimination and 3 characters starting in the finale. It didn't feel too much, but all these episodes feel fast paced, mainly the first episode, where I liked that the audition tapes were played as they enter, but felt rushed. The first season of Total Drama had time to get the cast settled like establishing the cabins and food before challenges. The first episode should probably be a two-parter, to give more moments to breathe, give the first year made contestants something to do, and actually have a proper challenge. I think something more like 16 episodes would be better by throwing a non-elimination episode before the merge, and having the premiere and finale be two parts. Another thing I didn't like in this season were the challenges. They only had one part and didn't really show the cast that much. For comparison, the original season's first episode had jumping into water. The reactions to huge jump showed their personality well, and that was introduction to decide which team gets an advantage for building a hot tub challenge. As well as that, the next challenges are good at that. The big sheep shows character interaction while trying to stay awake. Dodgeball also shows character moments I could go on. Here the challenges react are pure. The first episode especially has little characters even compete. I have been critical so far, but I like this season. It's very entertaining and bingeable to watch, and has cool details. Adding a walk to elimination and a monologue over it just adds to the conclusion of that character. While challenges could be better, that was never the point of Total Drama. It's just the way to show the characters, which leads to the cast. When originally seeing the designs, I was worried, and yes, the designs aside from MK don't look that good. They look more like fan-made and weird looking, but that doesn't say anything about the characters and quality. I liked most of the characters, even ones intended to be annoying worked in their role. It has good concepts and roles for them. While I could go on about how most was the revamped version of another character, I don't want to do that. They have similarities to previous generations, but still feel different, aside from maybe repeat Justin. Also, complaining about character similarities, yet the Pacto Island existing. The other thing about this season I found weird is that none of these characters felt like they had any reason to appear again. This has already got a second season on the way to give certain characters more reason to go further, which makes sense. The cast is good and they feel like modern day Total Drama cast. They are more grounded than most of the recent generations. There's a few influences, but you don't feel stuck to that and have more to their personality traits. It understands modern culture more, and it's funnier how it's used. It does feel like how I wanted Total Drama to return. Chris got recast, and I did need some time to get used to Don voicing him, but his writing is still on point. He has funny lines and keeps a sadistic edge. Chef has changed to be a more reasonable straight man to Chris. This is quite a big change because in Iron, the two episodes where Chris was in charge were seen as worse to him, and he didn't care about them dying in action. This is different to the usual Chef, but I don't mind it. This season isn't great, but I enjoyed it. I think it's worth watching for all drama fans. That is if the season is available. I will give it 8 out of 10. Now for some spoiler discussion, so leave the video if you haven't seen the season yet. First, I've heard people seem to hate the dinosaur episode, but I didn't. Sure, the fart jokes dragged on, but the Damien parts were fun with him changing once, but still getting voted on irony. This isn't an original take, but I want him to win the next season. But the episode also shows a change in Julia's character and has some other good moments. It's not the worst episode in the season, more on that later. Also, this season we get a romance focus, that felt weird, but I kinda liked that for our first season. There was only really 2 ships because I don't count Blushing as a ship. And one I'll go over later is more of an on and off, and the other has only a couple of episodes. About that, there's 8 characters in a relationship that completely fits total drama. The original show already had Owen be bisexual and he got a lot of screen time, but it's progressed more with Barry, who is great this season. He is currently my pick of favourite character of this generation. That leads on to my next thing is that this season felt more strategic. There was more focus on both coordination and alliances, especially once got to the merge. I found it funny in Steve's last episode, when he had a genius plan to combine both alliances into a 7-person alliance. This season was a lot of strategy, which makes sense when you consider the show being out for like 15 years now. Both finalists were very game focused and strategical throughout. The first half of the season didn't have a specific villain, but I like what ended up happening to Julia. While we occasionally see like a secondary villain, but he's more so more ambiguous, with traits on both sides. And his rivalry with Julia comes a bit out of nowhere, but it was great. There's also Ripper, who I found funny throughout the season, even if he was given a bit too much plot armor. I found most of the elimination order to work, even with some characters I liked like Damon and MK not making it to merge. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about Chase and Emma. I like the sole idea of exes both end up on the show. Chris definitely did that on purpose. The different team rivalry was fun, and I liked Emma's character at first and her friendship with Barry. I didn't really like Chase, but you're not really supposed to. After merge, they got together again but broke up, which I was fine with. But then, Chase got pizza amnesia and knocked everyone but Emma off the pole. Emma knows about this pizza thing, but still sees it as a selfish act for her to win, so they're back again. Chase eliminated finally. Then there's the next episode. Episode 11 felt cursed after all stars and it repeats some of the problems. I don't think it's that bad, especially with weeks to think it over and how it was set throughout the season, but it's still easily the worst of the season. Emma is studying mad realizing Barry voted for Chase despite them getting back together happening after the vote. Emma always had moments of rage and was irrational sometimes, but felt more normal. She is now deluded and gets mad at Barry for little reason. It's debatable to what extent this was a friendship or an alliance, but Barry didn't do anything wrong here. He was probably planning on betraying her later, but their interactions feel lacking compared to how much focus Priya and Mia got. Their interactions set up from episode 1 and across the whole season had little resolution here. It makes sense for Emma to be eliminated 5th, but they still need to derail her like this. The thing is, the problem with Sunday Monday Sunday wasn't character derailment for me, it felt in character of Courtney's chart and the episode. The problem is more how unsatisfying that is to end her season. Both their interactions with Gwen and Scott were built up and it ends in a mean-spirited way. There's no final apology or anything, that's just a yes to all the Courtney will ever say. This has some unsatisfying feeling. It doesn't feel fair to make the comparison because Emma had yes time establishing herself and is appearing again. It is possible she redeems herself next season. After that I don't really want to. I see her and Chase being booted quite early for annoying everyone. With time, I'm not as mad at what happened to Emma, but I still don't like it. Lucky the final 2 episodes were better. Julia's defeat was great. Since I was just speaking on Sunday Monday Sunday, it's like they realised that wasn't well written so did a similar plot better. Maybe writing a book reminds me of Courtney's chart, except it was set up from the start, and feels natural as a way to set up conflict between her friendship with Priya. It has shown them become friends and made you change your mind across the whole season. It also gives a reason for a character to find it instead of Mal just having it because he's Mal. It shows MK watch and store the confessionals, which leads to Barry throwing one trying just to see it. It keeps that information for a few episodes with a very plan against it. This is a good conflict that got built up and concluded. As for the winner, only one ending is out at the moment because I'm guessing no country voted for Barry. I don't know who I prefer. Priya is more the opposite main character whose arc is to win, but also a problem with this ending. Her parents were questionable in using her for their dream and training her whole life. Mia got called out for writing this, which makes sense because she was using it for a case study and not actually trying to help her, but she was right. Priya winning should have had her announced that it was for her sake and not her parents. Maybe they're just saving this for next season, but it still feels a bit unsatisfying. I might be biased, but I think I prefer Barry winning just for this reason. But both finalists make sense and I like how the whole cast was there to watch the finale. This cast feels more connected and I look forward for a second season. This season had flawed and weird writing decisions, but that's expected in Total Drama. I enjoyed this season. If this video does well, I may make more videos on Total Drama. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed this review that's more a ramble than anything. I just had a lot to say, even in a relatively shorter format. This video is still 10 minutes long. I have more videos coming up that are probably more structured than this. If you enjoyed this video, consider pressing subscribe and watching more of my videos. The end.